reading The Miraculous Journey of Freddy Yates, and I think it's a really exciting and adventurous book. It's also very funny.
I like When Life Gives You Mangoes because it's set in a really nice place and it just tells a story that lots of people need to hear, and yeah, it's really nice.
So I like Willow because I like how Willow is taking her shoes off, and when the wild thing said when you go over the bridge you'll change forever.
My favourite book was The Clock of Stars because it's full of adventure and how a relationship between two sisters can change.
I like this book because every chapter is a story, and every chapter story is also a life lesson.
I like this book because it's very interesting, and I also like the part when Lottie and Ben meet each other and introduce all about themselves.
I like Llama Out Loud because when I first started reading it, the character called Yasmin went to the market and saw a llama, and she thought it looked really weird, and it was really funny.
I like Too Small Tola because she's more like me, and even though her grandmummy was small, she was strong just like her.
I really like this book because it contains true facts.
The book I'm going to be speaking about is The Voyage of the Sparrowhawk because it's very entertaining and they go on a big adventure which leads to some very heartwarming moments.
I really like this book because it shows that no matter if you're different, everybody's there for you and everybody supports you.
I like this book as well for the same reason, and because it tells a really nice story.
I like this book because it's about an adventure with a girl and her dog runs off, and these people who live in some sort of overgrown garden take the dog, and they're called the Wild Things.
I like this book because it has a llama, and llamas are very cute. And then what happens is there's a girl called Yisa, and she goes to the shop and buys a toy llama, but she doesn't actually get it. She just looks at it.
I recommend A Clock of Stars because it tells the story of two sisters called Imogen and Marie, and they practically hate each other, but as the story goes on they grow to love each other, so I recommend it for loads of people.
We're really liking The Voyage of the Sparrowhawk because it's really funny and adventurous.
Our favourite characters are Federico the dog and all the other dogs, especially Federico because he's really funny and he helps Lottie and Ben on their adventures.
I love The Clock of Stars because it was so imaginative and the illustrations were great.
I like this book because it's really funny, and I like books where children go on adventures that adults are making sure that they're not supposed to be going on.
I like this book because she was in a competition to not blink the longest, but she had an idea that was she would close her eyes and she'll not open them, and that's how she won the competition.
I like Willow Biting and the Swamp Monster because it makes you want to read the whole thing in one go, and it's really like good with lots of adventure. I like the Willow book because it's very adventurous and it's about a girl who meets new friends with her dog.
I like Clock of Stars because it's a book and it's very, very adventurous and there's loads of new animals, and it's a very fictional book, and I really like fictional books.
I love Llama Out Loud because it has lots of description and it's really funny.
I really like this book because it's about a girl who becomes a samurai, and she becomes the worst samurai. Even though she's really good at all the tricks.
I love The Voyage of the Sparrowhawk because it's the most fast-paced, fascinating and exciting adventure ever. It is impossible to put down.
I really like this book because it's full of adventures, mysteries and magic creatures.
When Life Gives You Mangoes is about friendship, and it shows how hard it is when you lose someone you love. Voyage of the Sparrowhawk is amazing because Lottie is really brave and she never gives up.
I like Llama Out Loud because I think it's really important that people can find their book and it's really funny.
I love Willow Wild Thing because it's a really good adventure story and I love adventure stories.
When Life Gives You Mangoes, because it's a really good story and it's amazing because there's so much amazing adventure and loads of things, so I think you should read it.
Hello, and I think that this book is really funny and I really like it.
I love The Voyage of the Sparrowhawk because it has a very exciting adventure and it tells you to never give up.
I like Willow Wild Thing because it's very adventurous and humorous, and you have to take your feet off to become a wild thing.
I really like The Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates because it keeps me entertained throughout the whole book.
I really like The Super Miraculous Journey of Freddie Yates because all the characters have unique features.
I like The Long Lost Secret Diary of the World's Worst Samurai because she went to samurai school, but then her dad didn't take her to the war, but then she proved that she could be a warrior.
It's really unique, and once you start reading it, you can't stop.
This book is about Clara and with her friends, and it is about really lovely friendships.
So it's a very adventurous book where they go on a long journey on a boat to France. And there are lots of twists in the book, which are very unexpected.
I would recommend this book, The Super Miraculous of Freddie Yates, because it's about this boy called Freddie, and at the start of the story his grandma dies, and then he finds out his biological father, and then he searches him up and he finds out he lives in Wales, so he goes on a big journey with his friend.
I like Too Small Tola because it's basically a girl called Tola, and she's the youngest in her family and she lives in a flat, so she's the youngest.
I like the book Willow Wild Thing and the Swamp Monster because it was full of adventure and it made you want to read more and more with all the description.
I like this book because it has a plot twist at the end and it's very interesting.
I like Willow Wild Thing because it's got a lot of adventure and the characters are really friendly.
I really liked this book. I really like the characters, and especially the last couple of chapters when there's a big reveal and it's just like